Hi, I'm Becca Lane, the founder of the Little Round Schoolhouse and the creator of Storytime in the Schoolhouse. I ran the Little Round Schoolhouse, a mixed-age kindergarten for children 3 to 6 years old, in the forest in western North Carolina in a yurt for over a decade. And in that process, it was always a special time for me when I was able to help families to bring the magic and the joy of the classroom into their homes. And one of the ways families most asked me to do that was to ask me more information about celebrating the seasonal cycles and festivals at home with their children. I thought it would be helpful to do a series of videos on the Lantern Walk, the most beloved of all the festivals we had during the year. It's my intention to share with you both an overview of the Lantern Walk and what it is, and how I prepare for the festival itself, and what it might look like when celebrated with the community or at home with your family. And of course, we'll talk about the lanterns. Some of you may be wondering, what the heck is a Lantern Walk? So to start, I am going to give you a description of what a Lantern Walk is. If you were to be invited to my Lantern Walk, what you might experience when you show up. I think that's the best way for you to start to understand what we're talking about. And then we'll kind of go backwards from there. And I'll let you know how I prepare for the festival itself, both myself and the children. What we do to get ready. If you were a parent at the Little Round Schoolhouse, you would have the Lantern Walk written down on a day in your calendar, one of the first couple weeks of November. And you may or may not know what it is. And then as the day approached, you would get a letter from me with a lot of information that may or may not overwhelm you. And here is some little bits of what that says. The Lantern Walk is a celebration of turning inward and is a quiet and reverent time for us to gather together. It's helpful if you set this tone before you arrive that evening. We suggest you turn off the radio or music and use quiet voices in the car on the way to the festival and then on the way back home. I've told the children that this is a quiet festival. And then I remind the parents that of course we expect young children to make noises and not actually be perfectly silent. In the past, families have eaten dinner before the festival, arriving with full bellies. Many dress their children in their pajamas as their bottom layer, so they may leave the festival and go home and go right to bed. It has the potential to be quite chilly. Layers are a necessity. Arrive at the park between 5:45 and 5:55. As you arrive, gather by the fire in the pavilion and keep your children close by. No running around or playing in the park. We want to hold the mood of this festival from the moment you step out of the car. We will begin with the puppet show promptly at 6 p.m. and move right into our Lantern Walk. Keep your children with you as we walk the path. We ask that everyone walks the path slowly and does not let their child run ahead. We have been practicing this at school, but we need your support the evening of the walk. The teachers will lead the way. We ask everyone remains behind us on the path. After we walk and sing, we will gather again under the pavilion. We will say a closing verse and quietly walk back to our cars. Each child will be given a roasted apple as they leave. It adds to the experience for the child and you if you carry this reverence and quiet home with you. Return home without the radio or loud voices. Consider having only 1 or 2 candles lit at home as you finish your evening and get your children ready for bed. So as a parent at the Little Round Schoolhouse, you will have received this. And that's all the information you will have. And imagine that you feed your children dinner and get in the car and arrive to the park in the dark. And you're greeted by me and you're given your child's lantern. And you hold the lantern, but you don't light it yet. And the whole community gathers and you watch a puppet show. And at the end of that puppet show, the little boy gets a little spark of light from the sun inside the lantern he makes. At that time, everyone lights their children's lanterns and their lantern if they have one. And we start to sing a song. In my school, we sing This Little Light of Mine because most of the families know it, and if they don't, it's easy to catch on to. And after singing it through a couple times, I start to walk down a path lit by luminaries. The path that I create, we would walk rather slowly, and it would take about 5 to 7 minutes of walking to go around the path. And the luminaries, we'll talk about what I make those of in a later video. So we walk the luminaries and we keep singing the song the whole way around the path. And then it circles back to the pavilion. And when we get back, we sing one more time. And then we say a closing verse, and I wish the children well and give them love and let them know that there's a roasted apple waiting for them. And they each grab a roasted apple on the way to the car and quietly get in the car and go home. And the whole festival lasts about an hour. But its beauty is really beyond description. Being out under the stars and the moon, in the darkness, carrying a lantern, it feels magical to children. And they've been working on this lantern for weeks, so they already have had excitement building inside of them. And it really is a beautiful tradition to share. That, my friends, is a lantern walk. The next video I will give you a little bit of a history of why I chose to do this festival and how we prepare for it, what we make our lanterns with, what the path is made of. And then I'll let you know how you could easily bring this home to your own family. All right, friends, let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you in the next video.